in the studio this morning to do justice to the act of speaking, and speaking well, one that is impactful and one that actually reaches and gets the communication done properly. By the way, we have in this studio Ujunwa Hilary Akua. I hope I got that name right.
Yes.
Ujunwa Hilary Akua. The last time we met, there was no Akua in your name, so forgive me. She's the lead instructor, Confidence Academy Africa. Thank you so much for being part of the program.
Thank you.
Well, you've been doing so much. You are an author. You have empathy for the women empowerment and development. You are. I mean, you can't fit into a space. You're everywhere, really. And I commend you for the work you've been doing. But above everything, public speaking is top of your head, because I understand how important it is for people to be able to communicate properly. So first of all, what is the Confidence Academy Africa all about?
Thank you so much. Confidence Academy Africa is a hub, is an academy that runs both online and offline.
Oh.
To help Africans develop effective public speaking skills and self-confidence they need to thrive at the personal level and at the professional level.
People might say that every day you speak. Please, what is public speaking?
Wow. Okay. In a simple term, public speaking it means speaking in front of people. Just to make it very simple.
Like we are talking.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
So it could be one-on-one conversation. It could be with group of people. But that act of speaking in public, that is public speaking.
Okay.
So we undermine the impact of speaking a lot because it's something that comes so naturally. But sometimes we are misunderstood. Is there something one should know? You know, when you talk about, but that's not what I meant. And everybody could say, but that's what you implied. Meanwhile, it could not be. What happens in that communication bridge?
The truth is that many talk, but few communicate.
Ooh, okay.
Yes. Many talk, few communicate. So you being able to send a message across verbally and the receiver receives properly, that is the act of communication. Most times when we talk about public speaking, the first thing that comes to mind is being able to speak grammar.
Exactly.
And that is not true, because we all have our dialects.
Of course, especially in this part of
So
the
we
world.
communicate in our dialects.
Exactly.
So it has nothing to do with being able to speak grammar. Although, because English is a global language, knowing how to speak English is good. But thinking that public speaking is being able to speak grammar is not it at all. So it's being able to communicate. Now, let me tell you this. We all are vision carriers. So every human being carries visions, not just one. So, but the vision cannot come out until you are able to communicate it.
Ooh.
Yes. So this is where a lot of people have challenge. I want to use like a container, a bottle water as an analogy. A bottle water that contains water. We are like that. Every human being has a lot of contents
Within it.
Yes, but there is a cover. You know, the cover on top of the bottle water is like an impediment. It blocks the content from coming out. So when someone is not able to speak effectively in a way that people will understand his or her vision, the person is like a closed bottle. So the content dies within. I do say that a lot of people are pregnant. And some have been pregnant for 90 years because
90?
Yes,
for their entire life.
Some even took the pregnancy to the grave because of poor communication skills. And down here in Africa, people go out to hustle, neglecting this skill. But this skill is a must skill in the journey of life. We are all born with the ability to speak, just like we are all born with the ability to write. How you develop your writing skills is what makes the difference.
Of course, there's a difference between Shakespeare and I.
Exactly. The same thing happens to how you develop your speaking skills.
Right.
Unfortunately, many are academically sound. Many are technically sound, but verbally poor. They are vocally poor. That is why a lot of them are hiding in cubicles in offices.
Okay, so you confuse me, because I want to know how I can be academically sound, Ujunwa, and be verbally poor. What does that mean?
Okay, there are a lot of first class graduates out there who have a lot of vision, like they have a whole lot, they know much, but they're not able to communicate it.
Wow.
Yes, they are not able to communicate it effectively. In terms of writing, they are good, but call them out and give them microphone to talk, they are unable to do it. Many people.
Okay, oftentimes we've seen people say that before you call it a communication, it is only when the receiver understands the message being passed. That's when it is called communication. Without the receiver understanding the message, it cannot be called communication. Now, what are the steps that you take to communicate effectively?
Number one, for you to communicate effectively, you should know who you are communicating to. Okay. Example, if you have speaking engagement as a speaker, you have to do two things. One is to research on your audience.
Right.
The other one is to do deep research on the topic. If you don't know your audience, you might not give them the right information they need. It's like taking bread to a thirsty audience. So first thing first.
They want water, and you're giving them bread.
First thing first, who is your audience? If you find out your audience, everything falls in place, because that will be like a guide. The next thing is, okay, what is the interest of my audience? Then you have to now go and do research in line with the theme of whatever event you are going for. With that, you will deliver an outstanding speech that is very, very impactful.
So some people are born naturally with this talent of communicating well. You see some children who are very vocal, who are not stage or do not have stage fright or shy. There are some children who are born a little more shy and laid back when it comes to speaking up and all that. What would you say causes that, and how can it be corrected where these children have the ability to communicate better? And what's the reception like while you're at it for people who approach you for younger children?
Like I said in the beginning, we were all born with the ability to speak.
Right.
The only difference is in the development.
Okay.
For the kids, let me use this example. My child, I don't think my child will suffer poor communication skills, because my child will model me
naturally.
Now, okay, let me use me and you as an example. You are a different parent and I am a different parent. You have a child, I have a child. I suffer poor speaking skills. Your speaking skills are already developed. We will raise different children, because I cannot give what I don't have. And my children will model me. His children will model him. And him being aware of the importance of communication will help the kids to develop it. That is the difference. Nobody was born with it and the person just starts speaking.
Oh, really?
No, we were all born with the ability to speak.
Okay.
The difference lies in the development and who raised who.
Who developed who? Okay. What's the best way to start? We've talked about preparation for public speaking so as to communicate effectively. Now, in the presentation, what's the best way to start the presentation?
The best way to start the presentation is by using attention grabber.
Okay.
Attention grabbing techniques, because you know, as a speaker, before you climb the stage, your audience are already waiting for you. If not all, at least 50% of the audience are already waiting. chances are that out of that 50% of your audience seated right in the auditorium are not there emotionally. Some of them might be thinking of their businesses, some might be thinking of school, in fact, a whole lot. So for you to grab their attention, to be able to pass your message across, you have to use attention grabbing techniques first before your introduction.
Can we get something that
I want to hear some. I want to hear what
so some of these attention grabbers.
All right, either you use storytelling techniques.
Okay.
It could be real story, it could be fiction. Or you use a quote, or you use question, or just walk up the stage with vibrant energy. Energy is contagious. The moment you walk up the stage and you say something like, I'm super excited to be here, I love the beautiful and handsome faces I'm seeing here, are you excited to see me? They will respond, yes. You could go further to say, can I see you raise your hand? They will raise their hands. So it is an attention grabbing technique. There are a whole lot you could use.
And I know,
yes.
my guess,
depending on the audience, yes.
Okay.
But what works all the time is storytelling techniques.
Okay.
Because
we all
naturally
love
we
stories.
want to hear
Yes.
stories.
Yes.
And this is so interesting. I can just imagine you've mentioned that children grow up from different environments, some that
Yes.
enhances their public speaking, some that doesn't. When you look at Nigeria and our education curriculum, do you think we're raising children who would be confident and communicate impactfully?
I will say yes, and I will say no.
Okay.
Because as at the time we were in school, nobody taught us how to speak in public.
Exactly.
But schools now are picking up. So if I say entirely no, I won't be fair. But for now, because where my son's school is a private school, they are taught public speaking. So we are gradually picking up. But in Nigeria and Africa, our culture sometimes undermines it.
Yes, that's what I wanted to ask. A situation where the adults are there, they are speaking, and the child knows what you people are saying and wanted to contribute, and he is shut up. I said, shut up, these are not your mates. Go out and go to your mates. You don't speak when adults are speaking. So can it impact on the development of such a child?
Definitely negative impact. It will impact negatively on the child, and that is why we are creating awareness for adults to even understand the importance of public speaking and effective communication. With that, somebody like me who is aware and who is knowledgeable in that field, I don't think I can tell a child, shut up, your mates are not here. No. So we are creating more awareness for adults to know that it is good to help the children to develop their speaking skills. Apart from children, we that lost the opportunity growing up, one thing about the Almighty and the universe is that we always have room to unlearn and learn new things. Yes.
Exactly.
So as adults, the school is there for everybody. We've really trained a lot of people who are happy. We have video evidence of all these things. You can see some on our website. Yes.
Okay.
What are the common challenges to public speaking?
Stage fright.
Yes.
In fact, research has it that human beings fear public speaking more than they fear death.
More than they fear death.
Yes.
They would rather die than stand in front of
Exactly. Exactly.
I can
And
relate.
yes, the reason is simple. Being on the spotlight triggers a whole lot of physical reactions, which are not good for us. Do you understand that? So, yes, the reason is simple. Being on the spotlight triggers a lot of physical reactions. So, adults don't want to be embarrassed. But there are techniques which you learn. You don't even need to spend years to learn that. In our academy, within 30 days, we've learned the techniques. And we don't just end there. After training you join our speaking club, where you continue to develop your skills.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yes.
That's the confidence
Speakers Club.
Club.
Right. Right. So how what's the reception like among adults when they approach you? Have you had a lot of people sign up? Because I know we can be very proud to say I don't want anybody to know that I am trying to learn public speaking. And how does the Confidence Academy manage people who would rather have a quieter or less obvious trainings than the group and all that?
The truth of the matter is this. Our focus is on the silent struggles of many. So we are aware
The
of
silent trouble of many.
struggles.
Okay, struggles.
Out of 8 out of 10 of every human beings you see walking along the road is struggling silently as a result of these two things.
Really?
Poor communication skills and low self-esteem. Because the moment you are not able to speak up or make contributions in meetings, it will rub on your esteem. So these two go hand in hand, and if it lingers, it enters identity crisis. So a lot of people begin to question their purpose on earth. Who are they? So we are aware of the silent struggles. So when you come to our academy, we've mastered how to make you come out of your shell.
And be comfortable.
Yes, with us, and then you begin to learn. We have like our May training is ongoing now. We started on the 1st of May.
Okay.
So it's ongoing. We have students learning right now.
So how often do you have these trainings?
We run 6 badges annually, offline. We run January badge, March badge, May badge, July badge, September, and November.
Oh, okay.
But for online is monthly.
Oh, okay.
And is globally accessible. So
Oh.
anybody from any part of the world can access the
access
student
it.
portal and learn.
So how much is it typically to enroll?
For online is 40,000 naira.
Okay.
For offline is 100,000 naira.
Okay.
If I am battling with a presentation and trying to grab the attention of my audience, can visual aid safeguard such person?
Well, visual aid cannot safeguard the person. You just have to learn the techniques and master it.
Okay.
It's like driving a car. You cannot run away from doing the
And when you
practicals.
don't master it, using visual aid will become more confusing maybe.
You have to stand up first before you use the visual aid. Now you see someone who is standing and the legs and hands are shaking.
I shake.
How do you use
Use
the visual
visual
aid?
aid.
So, but when you come to our academy, we'll train you on the techniques
Okay.
on how to overcome that.
So for somebody
Yes.
asking in his heart now, how do I come to the academy? Where can they reach you? What numbers should they call? And what should they expect?
Wow. Let me take it one after another.
Okay, absolutely.
We are in Otako at the Avalon Plaza, 2nd floor, suite 073. The numbers to call 080 96 42 9245. You can either call us on WhatsApp or on normal call.
Okay.
We'll take your calls, yes.
Can you say the number again?
080 96 42 9245.
Okay, that's 08096429245. It doesn't matter what part of the country or world you are.
Yes.
If you can reach out. Do you have a website as well?
Yes, we have a website www.caa.ng.
Okay, CAA, that's the Confidence Academy
Africa, yes.
.ng. Doesn't
yes.
matter what part of the world, you
Yes.
would come out of the trainings a better speaker.
Yes.
Ujunwa, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much for being part of the program.
You're
and
welcome.
congratulations on your book. I know you have added author to your many accolades. Fearless on Stage.
Yes.
Fearless on Stage. That's
Yes.
a powerful one. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So we've been having a conversation around public speaking, improving your public speaking with Ujunwa Hilary Akua. She is a lead instructor of the Confidence Academy Africa. You can also reach out to them via their website www.caa.org. You said
.ng.
.ng.
Yes.
CAA.ng. The numbers to call is 080-964-29245. These are the numbers to call to reach out to the Confidence Academy. Just everything you need about public speaking.